So, Dak, how you feel today after practice?
Good. Yeah, great practice. Obviously went in there. Very good focus from the whole team. Obviously, everybody wanted to respond and just came to work as we do, but definitely raised our standards, our expectation, as I said, our focus up a little bit, and great practice.
Going into this game, this doesn't have anything to do with this game specifically, but you're 7-3 against Philadelphia and 26-6 against the division. What sort of confidence does that build when you go into division games, and what does it say about where this team stands?
Yeah, I mean, I think that just shows when you play a team that you're familiar with. Obviously, playing teams twice a year obviously helps, and we're familiar with this team. So, as you said, it's a division game. All the past stats, all the numbers, statistics up to this point in the season, none of that stuff matters. It's about who comes out there, who's more physical, who's focused, and who gets the job better, who gets the job done better in those 60 minutes. So, excited for it.
You said you wanted to build playoff momentum the other day after the game. How do you do that these next 3 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you got to take it one at a time, just as the playoffs are. And right now it's focusing on this division game, focusing on the Philadelphia Eagles, making sure that we go out there and we put a performance together that we're proud of in all three phases, and we can get a complimentary win that we can build off of that and start from there.
You clinched the playoffs Sunday night after you guys got back home. Is any sense of accomplishment for that, or the loss just dampens all of that?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the loss definitely dampers it, but it's credit to what we've done up to this point in the season. Coming into this season, obviously wanting to win the division, getting to the playoffs. Obviously, winning the division's out of our hands, and that's up to another team. So, being able to get into the playoffs one way or another, however you look at it, yeah, we've got the postseason life ahead of us, and so now it's about building that momentum to feel confident about where we are at the end of the 17 games that we're allotted.
How tough has this season been for Gallup? Because he missed the start getting healthy. He's got a couple of games where I'm sure the production was not what he has liked. And he has some games where he has produced. So how tough has this season been for him? Just the ups and downs of it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't necessarily answer that. I mean, I think I've discussed before, and y'all have asked me questions about other guys. You have to ask them. But, I mean, I know the guy that I see every day is the same consistent guy, showing up with the right attitude, focused, ready to get better, ready to help this team. Whether it is going out there and getting 10 catches or 2 catches, whatever it may be. He's a team-first guy, and you've got to always respect that when a guy has the mentality, when a guy is consistent day in and day out, regardless of what they did the day before. And he'll continue to get more comfortable, and he'll continue to make plays for this team. So, yeah, that's a question for him.
Doug, CD was talking about the receiver room working on getting more separation. There are plenty of stats on you throwing into tight windows. How much is that something that you guys can work on together, quarterback and receivers, and if so, how do you go about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think just communicating on when I'm expecting them maybe to get out of breaks and just making sure that we're dialed into the timing, and I think that comes just in reps that we can get in practice and after practice, and then as far as just the separation, that's those guys trusting in their routes, trusting in everything that they've put into it, and just running full speed into everything. But for me, I mean, I've got so much trust in those guys, whether it's tight windows or them just getting open. Yeah, I'm going to continue to just go through my reads and however it comes out.
Has there been a conscious effort to get the ball to Michael Gallup? Why haven't we seen him involved in some of these games more so than perhaps we should?
Yeah, I mean, as I just said, I mean, I'm a guy that's going through the reads. And sure, there's been some times I've got to him, didn't necessarily like it, whatever be the reason, I've gotten off of him. And other times in other games, as you said, he's had some production as well that whether it was the coverage, the scheme that they're giving us that allowed him to make more plays being one-on-one backside or yeah, but I mean it's tough. It's a tough game, it's a tough NFL. Not every game's going to go your way. Damn sure hasn't for me, and so don't expect it to for everybody, but you've got to get up, as I said, and be consistent the next day in whatever you're doing.
The interceptions we talk every week, and clearly all of them aren't your fault, but we talk about them every week. How do you avoid it becoming a mental block? It's something that affects your game.
Yeah, not to brag, but I'm pretty mentally tough. Yeah, I wouldn't if outside, I wouldn't worry about that for 1 second with me. And if I'm not, I'm for sure not hesitant or scared to say that hey, that I'm struggling a little bit. When something like that's happening, it's about just knowing who you are. Continuing to double down on that, staying focused, understanding that, yes, some things are out of your control, but I'm in charge of my attitude, the work ethic that I put in, the way that I respond, and that's all I'm doing each and every day when I wake up is just trying to get better. And, yeah, when you're in a rut, I guess you can call this, as I've talked about, whether one way or another the other team's getting their hands on the balls. I can't allow that to change the way that I'm playing this game.
Mike says keep firing. Is he telling you the same thing? You know, don't
I
stop.
mean, yeah, he doesn't have to, honestly, and I can't say that we've had that sit down and discuss that. But yeah, I mean that's part of it. When you play this game, when you're throwing the ball in the tight windows, when you have the trust that I do with receivers, sometimes things happen. Sometimes the D lineman just gets his hands up and tip the ball. So as much as I can say we've got to avoid these, some of them are just going to happen. So for me, it's about, as I said, controlling what I can, being in charge in the way that I respond, the way that I show up each and every day, and I'm not going to allow that to change my confidence in myself or my confidence in the guys that I'm throwing it to or the way that I approach this game.
Is there an element to this game that goes beyond just this week and goes to making a statement if you face them a third time this year?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And if anything, it's about making a statement to ourselves. Just about, as you look in the season, we've had some games where we played really well, and then we had some games where we've bet ourselves in the foot and had some games where we didn't and we lost. So, yeah, this is about putting our best foot forward, putting our best effort out there, and proving it to ourselves in all three phases that we're a hell of a team and we can go get it done against one of the best teams in the league, whether they're in our division or not.
That attitude you have of I'm gonna keep firing, is that a slow build for you? Is that something you had when you first got into the league? That attitude of I'm gonna keep moving on.
Attitude I've always had, honestly. Yeah, I've always had it. Yeah, coming in the league, I was confident in myself. I don't know if I'd have had early success as I did if I didn't have that mentality. Sure may not have been as confident in what I could do with the ball in my hands, but always believed if a mistake happened, as I said, things happen. I can't allow that to bog me down, to get in my head mentally. It's about the whole breathe, move on, having the short-term memory and understanding you're as good as your next play. And that's all I can focus on is the next play, regardless of what happens, touchdown, interception, or whatever in between.
How can TY improve your passing game and maybe change the opportunities you have in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, just a veteran receiver, as I talked about last week, just a guy that already had a few conversations with him about the Eagles' defense, about certain things, and you can just tell this is a guy that's been around the NFL and played a lot of football and done a lot of studying on defenses and knows what he's going to see, knows how he's going to react in certain situations, and that's just the preparation that comes with it. And so I think he can help, obviously, not only the pass game, but just that receiver room huge as we move forward.
Dak, what were the emotions that you had up in Philadelphia after that? You had your workout, you kind of knew you were close, they lose the game. Were you looking forward to this rematch more than others because of how that game played out at all?
I think everybody in this locker room is looking forward to this rematch in that sense. When you play a team that's a division rival, understanding the long history that comes with these two teams, understanding that that they're playing their asses off. They're having a hell of a season, and for them to be in our division, and as I said, that they control the destiny and winning the division right now. Yeah, you just want to get in and get another shot, and as I said, make sure you put your best foot forward in doing so.
Dak, interceptions aside, first half you were almost perfect this past week from a passing standpoint. You completed almost all of your passes throughout the game as well. What can you take from this game out what was working that you want to carry forward this coming week?
A lot. I mean, I don't remember exactly what the exact stats were, but you're talking 2 throws that were interceptions and one tipped one that across the middle to Schultz that I guess you could say was an opportunity for them to get their hands on. But other than that, I mean, every other part of the game. So I mean, I think it's about, as I said, not putting that in my head and eliminating those 2 throws and however that happened, leaving it alone and just moving forward and building off of a lot of good that happened in that game.
This team hasn't lost back-to-back games at any point this year. Why are you guys so good at bouncing back?
I just think you have a resilient locker room, as we've talked before, that being just the mantra of the team and understanding when you lose a game, you've got one chance, and your only chance is really just to respond, and you want to respond in the way that you're capable of in all 3 phases. And I think when you lose, you have to look left and right and look at the guys next to you and lock your arms tighter and understand that you've got to look at your self-accountability first and just understand that they're going to do the same and move forward and be better. And so when you have the men and the mindset that we do in that locker room, you don't worry about how they're going to respond.
After watching the film and seeing Tyron on the right side, what were your thoughts on how he played, especially playing next to Zach?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he played great. As I told you earlier, I didn't necessarily feel any pressure necessarily from that side, and I thought he had a really good game, obviously, especially first time playing right tackle in 10 years, I guess, or something. I mean, I don't know. But the guy's a Hall of Famer. I mean, put him left tackle, right tackle, sure guard. I don't know if he can snap the ball, but any of those other 4 ones, and I wouldn't put it past him. But yeah, I mean, yeah, an elbow brace. I don't know how that would work, or the knee brace. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, that guy, just put him on the field, and he's gonna make your team better.
What's
Part
it
of
say
the
about
production.
him?
One more.
Part of the production this last week obviously was relevant to what the defense was doing, but when you and Noah have a game like that, which y'all hadn't had quite that level of game, how can you carry that forward, and what does that do for the chemistry with the guy?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it helps both of us. It just grows confidence, and when you play these games, you're able to have good games. That's what you're trying to take out of each and every game, is the confidence to be able to move forward and build on that. And Noah's a hell of a player, and yeah, and he showed up last game, made catch after catch, and took a lot of confidence. And I mean, just talking to him after, hell of a game, and we're going to move forward and not worry about, you know what I mean, the ending there, and that's part of football. And I just know the way that he's going to respond, the way that I've responded, as I said, and the rest of the team will be just fine, and we'll continue to build.
All right.
Thank y'all.